I don't normally do a lot of TNA videos just because, as a product, particularly lately over the last 6 months, um, I've not been as happy with the product as I should be. Um, I'm not a TNA basher, damn sure not a TNA nut hugger. I'm very middle of the road, splinters up the arse type person when it comes to TNA. I'm just whatever. I take it how it comes when it comes to TNA. And a lot of people inside the IWC and outside of the IWC through inboxes, Facebook, and just general day-to-day practice who watch TNA ask me what I thought about the recent things that have happened. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I think, there were a lot of cuts from TNA. Crimson probably being the most surprising in terms of the way they brought him back. Only to cut him high profile out of all the cuts. Um, then after that, Chris Sabin became champion, and there was a lot of criticism about uh, is Chris Sabin worthy of the title. And last but not least, last week it was Kurt Angle getting his fourth DUI. Oh my gosh, that guy's a waste of space. So let me just give my opinion real quick on them all, followed by the last one, which is more of a response to Dalyxman. Um, so let me run through them. Um, TNA's releases. Um, it's a shame. That's all I'm going to say. It's a shame. You understand why they have to do it. Anyone who doesn't understand why they have to do it doesn't know about business. Never mind wrestling business. Sometimes these things have to happen. To balance the books, you have to make difficult decisions. You have to cut the fat. And essentially, those people are people that, in one way or another, they're not doing anything with. Um, I think it's a shame because a lot of TNA's finances is caught up in people that it shouldn't be caught up in. I could sit here and run my mouth about why TNA has so much investment in older talent. Why all their investment is in people like Hulk Hogan, Sting, Bully Ray, um, fucking Devon. In fact, most of that Aces and Eights crew. Um, just old motherfuckers, past it motherfuckers. That bothers me more than anything because those guys should be giving back to the business, but not in front of the camera. They should be behind the scenes. They should be doing things behind the scenes in order to make it better, not because they can't let go of the limelight. And it's been said before, so I'm not going to go into it. It's just a shame that when you consider that, people like, I would agree with most of those releases, but it's a shame that people like Crimson could be kept on. I think I always liked Crimson, to be honest. Like Joey Ryan couldn't be kept on. They weren't doing anything with him, so I understand why they cut him. But again, it's a shame. You know, and all those releases have almost made a mockery out of the whole. What is it, mic check? What the tryout thing? The realistic tryout thing that they do. I always forget what it's called. Mic check, something check. One of you guys tell me. I forget. I don't watch TNA enough to remember. It makes a mockery out of that because it's like, well, is anyone really going to buy into it now? I'm guessing that they've stopped it because they haven't done it in a while. And then another thing that they do is they put all their time and energy into when you make them cuts, then all you do is bring in fucking MMA guys, which again I understand why they do it from a business point of view. They are at the mercy of their network. You know, things in America are run more stringently than they are here, in the sense that programs are still subject to different regulating boards here, um, and they're networked to a degree, but their network doesn't run the program in terms of the type of material that should be in the program. In America, it's so hard run, so I understand it from that point of view. So if Spike say, we want you to have MMA guys no matter what, TNA will damn near cut their whole roster in order to satisfy Spike. It's as simple as that. Even if they can't afford it, they will do whatever it takes. So from that point of view, I have no, I don't have any problem with what they've done. It's just a shame. It's a shame because it's a product that's become a prop for this Bellator shit, which is never going to be bigger than UFC. Just like TNA is never going to be bigger than WWE. So there it is, you know. Am I gonna watch the fucking TLT's Rampage Jackson? No. Am I gonna watch that shit on YouTube when somebody inevitably puts it on? That's how much I do not care about that much. Oh, but yeah. So there's that. And then Chris Sabin as a world champ. A lot of people, damn near every single wrestling video I've watched, have had their opinion on Chris Sabin. Yeah. Food Killer is one of my favorite reviewers in the whole of the IWC. And he's a staunch defender of Chris Sabin. And you can understand why. Chris Sabin is his favorite wrestler. He's going to defend him. And you have someone like Sledge Daddy, TV Tracks, and Wrestling Jesus in particular, who absolutely despise the idea of Chris Sabin being the World Heavyweight Champion. You can understand the 2 points of view. I understand the 2 points of view only for the simple fact that 3 years ago, everybody was saying the same shit about Daniel Bryan when he became World Heavyweight Champion. Everybody. Remember, even Batista came out. Sorry, not 2010, 2011, I apologize. Batista came out and was like, what the fuck? Daniel Bryan, the World Heavyweight Champion, what has come to the business? And he got a lot of shit for it from a lot of Daniel Bryan fans. But he was right. He wasn't ready for his championship run 2 years ago. They hadn't built him enough up. We loved him, but the casual fans didn't. And the one thing I'll prop WWE for, and I give them a lot of shit for building characters because I don't think they do it well enough, often enough. But if there's one thing that they have done, is that they turned that Daniel Bryan character around. They tore him down. He went through the redemption storyline that John Cena should have. I've said it before, I'll say it again. They tore his ass down. Tore him down completely until he was nothing. They paired him up with a veteran like Kane, and slowly but surely his stock begins to rise, and they go on a long ass tag team title run. I think it was well over 9 months at one point. That tag team title run, a very good comedic duo, clearly with a lot of chemistry together. Then by the time you break him off, Daniel Bryan, his stock has never been higher. You have him win a few more matches, and all of a sudden he becomes a viable contender. People are actually considering him to be not only the World Heavyweight Champion, not only the WWE Champion, but the new face of the company. People are actually hyping this shit up. So if it can happen with Daniel Bryan, who are me and you to say that it couldn't happen with Chris Sabin? You know, I agree. I'm on the side of Sledge Daddy, of Wrestling Jesus, of TV tracks. Um, Chris Sabin, way too early. Mainly because it came from nowhere. It came from nowhere. You didn't build him up. You didn't do nothing. You didn't give us any reason to even let it simmer that he could be a viable contender for the World Heavyweight, TNA World Heavyweight title. You just put the strap on him. One minute I heard he was having a match, because I ain't been watching TNA recently, I'll be honest. One minute I heard he was having a match. The next minute I'm seeing all these videos saying he's World Heavyweight Champion. I'm like, what the fuck? So I started watching like the last 2 weeks of TNA, or pay-per-views and everything. And I'm like, why the fuck did they give him the title? They didn't even build him up properly. No wonder people are pissed. His mic skills is horrible. There's one thing Daniel Bryan always had, it was mic skills. His mic skills are awful, but alright, not impossible thing to get over. After all, Jeff Hardy has no mic skills and is still a mega star for that company. He's a good wrestler. That I'll always give him. But what bothers me is that they've just done it and they've had no backup plan. It's just like, what is the point giving him this title run? Because TNA has this habit of saying, you know what, if you re-sign with us, we'll give you a title run. It's just effectively what this is. Because we all know that Bully Ray's going to win it back. I don't know. I'm not writing him off completely the way some people are. I said it before and I'll say it again. I love Daniel Bryan now. But even I thought 2 years ago it was way too early. I went invested in the character. I had no time for the character. I didn't understand why people loved him so much. I didn't get it. But in the way WWE have tore him down in order to build him back up again, that's how you make a star. And I think if TNA does that with Chris Sabin, they could have really told a good story by not putting the strap on him. Because people don't buy it now. People are calling bullshit way before it was necessary. At least with Daniel Bryan's one, he won a Money in the Bank. So we had some certain amount of time to prepare for the fact that he could be a World Heavyweight title. Not only that, everyone knows the World Heavyweight title is the #2 belt in WWE. It's not the very top belt. So not as many people were calling bullshit as they are with this particular one. You could have told a really good story by just leaving Bully Ray to have the strap all the way to Bound for Glory. I said it, all the way to Bound for Glory. Face AJ Styles. AJ Styles beats him. So I expect AJ Styles to win that Bound for Glory series. Because you told one good story. Then maybe at Genesis, you have a Chris Sabin who has paid his dues, who's come back, who's been that guy, who's come back from 2 knee surgeries to have a hell of a match for a World Heavyweight Championship shot at AJ Styles at Genesis. And even then, I don't put the strap on him. You start to build a story, you start to build a character, you start to give him different layers. You maybe even turn him tweener. Anyway, it's my rant there was done. You thought I was gonna rant with that one. So, coming up to my third point, Instacart angle. So I was listening to a lot of people, and again I was listening, not wanting to give my opinion, because I think to myself, anyone who can get in the car drunk once is a dickhead. Twice should shoot himself. So you can imagine my reaction when I found out that Kurt Angle has had 4 DUIs. 4. The guy has no excuse. A fucking idiot. And then I was watching Dalyxman, and I am subscribed to him. I like his videos. I like the guy. But he said one thing that just irritated me so much. And he went to me, well, he went to me once. Went to everyone who was watching the video. He went, I don't care what Kurt Angle does. I don't care if he kills somebody. He's still a good wrestler. Let's roll back for a second. Chris Benoit used to be my favorite wrestler. One of my favorite wrestlers. I would say in the top 5 favorite wrestlers, Chris Benoit used to be one of them. Are you honestly telling me what he did didn't make you think, whoa? Because it would for anyone. That, what you're saying, you're kind of comparing it to be like, oh, I don't care if someone is gay or someone isn't. Like, you know, when Darren Young has recently come out to say he's gay. You know, power to him. In that instance, I can understand why you say, you know what, I don't care what he does, it's his life, he can lead it. All I care about is what he does in the ring. Fair enough. No problem with that whatsoever. My problem is when you say some shit like, oh, I don't care what he does, it doesn't really affect me liking him. Da 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 da. No. Bruv, no. No. Of course it does. Because if this idiot kills somebody, I'm sorry, that's going to affect you. It's going to affect you. Why? Because this motherfucker is going to go to jail. You ain't going to see him. Like, would it not bother you if some wrestler was suspected to have molested a kid and then a week later came down and was like patting kids on heads on their patting kids on their heads and shit? Would that not bother you? Of course it matters. Of course it matters. And you say, oh well, Chris, that's a bit extreme. That's like, what the fuck? I'm not saying that. But of course you are. You're condoning what he's doing. You're saying that, oh, it's I know why people are going in an uproar. Of course I understand why people are angry. People are angry because he's not learning his lesson, and all we're hearing is this bullshit. And one of these days, he could, God forbid, but he could run over someone that you know. Are you still going to be saying, oh, I don't know, that's not really going to be something that affects me? Of course it's going to affect you. I couldn't believe it when I heard my man say that, because I have never disagreed with anything he said. Me and him, in general, agree on shit. But this one was so far-fetched, I thought, no, hold up, wait a minute, bro. I'm going to respond to this one. So no, no, with respect, bro, you are talking shit. Of course it matters. It matters because one of these days, he's going to endanger someone really badly with his actions. That the guy is a mid-40s man and he's making decisions like some sort of stupid adolescent 22-year-old that doesn't know better. If you're gonna drive, then don't fucking drink. If you're gonna drink, then don't fucking drive. I don't understand what is the problem. He's a waste of space, and he was another one who used to be in one of my top 5 wrestlers. But he does so much dumb shit. And like people keep saying to me all the time that he's a liar, that he runs his mouth, he's not trustworthy. I can see it. I can see it. So yeah, it does matter. It does matter. Of course it matters. You'd be lying if you said it didn't matter. This is different from Darren Young saying that he's gay. This is him endangering people every time he makes the decision to. Every time. Anyway, rant over. I did promise I was going to do this video. It's not a beef. It's just, it's a gripe. It's a comment that you said that got on my nerves. So, and to be honest with you, I stopped watching the video at that point when he made that comment. So for all I know, maybe he was mimicking somebody. I don't know, but I had to make a response video. I will still watch his videos. I'm still subscribed to him. But bruh, no, it matters. All right. Anyway, I hope you like this video. Like, comment down below, subscribe, hit that motherfucking subscribe. Shit. And I'll catch you guys soon. Take care.